Hey, YouTube family, it's your boy K Ray, back with a word for the YouTube family. I was just going through some of Brother Rose's videos. I came by one and said, you'll be surprised who you see making it in heaven. And he was giving a story about the drunk man and the religious man. And it just so happened the Spirit had gave me a verse in the Bible, that Galatians 6:1. And I didn't know what to do with it, but I was sitting there reading it, and meditating on it and trying to find out, why the Lord had passed this along to me, and why was I studying this so much. And I just happened to go look through Brother Rose's video, and he had this on there, and I think that we're in the same section. But Paul was saying in Galatians, he says, brethren, and this is the man that was passing a drunk man up in the church. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in fault, so you see your brother, the drunk man, sitting down there cursing and being drunk and stinking and whatever he's doing that you think that he shouldn't be doing. You which are spiritual. You see, and this is what separates that man from going to heaven and from, I'm not going to say, actually, when you focus more on religion, you do lose sight of the spiritual. And really, the religion overtakes your spiritual, and all that you are doing don't have nothing to do with what God wants to do. It has something to do with what man want to do, because man made this religion that we have: Christianity, Muslims, all this stuff, all these religions that we ran here doing participating in. Man made those, but if you are spiritual, they say, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself. So you building up this man. You're not tearing him down, looking down on him like this religious man was doing, looking down on him just because he's in church and he's there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sundays. Even there on Mondays. He's at church every day. He's in the choir. He all this and that. Don't sit there and bash this man just because of that. Anything, you try to pull him in the church and give him a bath and try to show him, the Lord. And like Brother Rose said, if at the most part, just spread the word to him and you keep on moving. That's what we're supposed to do. Restore such in one in the spirit of meekness. Now we know what meekness is. It don't mean that we are all soft. It just show this man some kindness. Show him some love. Show him some God. Show him some Jesus Christ. Show him some Jesus. Don't show him this religious bullcorn that this man that man has corrupted, that man has brought into this world. Lest thou also be tempted. You see, remember, when you're going around talking about somebody else and you down in them and you're going gossiping and talking about what somebody else doing and going around the corner, you see your a guy that you see at your church and you see him at the club drinking or whatever. Now you want to go back. Well, I don't know what you're doing at the club anyway, but you see his car at the club or something, and then you like, oh, I knew he wasn't all that. All that mess like that. You go on the gospel and telling everybody that he's a hypocrite, a liar, a false prophet, and all this junk like that. You know what? You better watch it. Lest you also be tempted. You see, you doing all that, you wrong already. But just because he at the club drinking or whatever, don't make what you do any better. Just because he like clubs and you like razzoos and you go get your drink on, you think it's something different. See, the devil dresses it up all in different colors that you like it. So you may like fat women. You know what I mean? Like cheating up with fat women. And you may like the skinny women. He just rabbit. You may like turtles and frogs and dogs. Whatever your temptation is, he wraps it up pretty just for you. Your temptation may not be the same as mine. The point I'm trying to make, at least you be tempted. See, that's what we got to watch before we go about talking about the drunk man or the man at your church. See, what you're supposed to do is, you being a spiritual person, You being spiritual, well, you know the fruit of the Spirit. You know what the fruit of the spirits are. You know what God is. He said He's love. God is love. He's not better than you, better than this, better than y'all. No, He went to the prostitutes, the drunkards, the thieves, the tax collectors. You know, anyone that would even give Him an ear. You know, a time of day. God even loved the Pharisees. He just didn't love the arrogance and the sinful ways of the Pharisees. They thought that they was Jesus. They thought that they wanted the power. They didn't want Rome to come overtake them. So they thought the best thing to do was to kill Jesus Christ. So they rather take this worldly stuff than take in the King of Kings. Yeah, that's what we do now. Before we accept Jesus Christ, we go and before we help our man down on the ground, we want to go in this church house and go get this money. We want to go in the church house and go get this position. We're going to pass up the drunk man. I'm finna go get mine. Now, but I'm going to talk down about this drunk man, but you just don't know. Like Brother Rose saying, this man's heart. We all struggle with something. We all struggle with something. So before you think that you're better than anybody else, pull yourself back. The song called, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's too much pride. It's bad for your health. I put that last part in there because some of us got too much pride. Saying, now, I've been putting in my years, 30 years in church. That's 30 years of deadness. You can be sitting in that church and just be dead. And I'm going to do in my next video, I'm going to do one about does God care? Because this right here really brings me to a point where I was at one point was why am I here? And the same point where you see the drunk man, when he's sitting down there on the corner and you passing him up, God cares about that drunk man just as much as He do you going to church straight for 30 years all your life. But that's what it is, y'all. Galatians 6:1, y'all read it, you know, and like you said, the Word of God is active. You know, it's like a double-edged sword. It's more than what you can put it into a box. So we read Galatians 6:1, and you read that and you meditate on it. I've been on this one right here for a day. I was thinking about trying to do something yesterday, but then I looked around here, I seen Brother Rose, and I feel like this will help that religious man. You know, stop being religious and be more spiritual. Because when you work in the spirit, and then you do have the mind of God. We don't know who going to heaven and who going to hell. But we can have God's ways. We can have God's thoughts. You can get into the mind of God by working through the Spirit. This word is the mind of God. He'll talk to you. Like Papa JT was saying the other day. He'll walk with you. Yeah, I got my camera working. The devil ain't going to beat me down. I got this thing working, and I'm going to do my next video. Brother Ro, love you, man. Appreciate the video, brother. And that'll be my next one, man. But until next time, be blessed.